to Mr. Sharif class AST. I'm so happy today to come back again because I missed you so much. Okay, so let's start with a new way of writing, how to start writing class for AST. Before we go to the part that we have to know, guys, that we have writing languages passage types. The first one, as you see here, the argumentative texts one. Okay, so this is the first part, argumentative text. Yeah, passage, it's related to author and readers' ideas. We can say positive ideas, negative ideas, and so on. This is the second part, or the second type of passages that we can say that informative and explanatory text. What does it mean exactly? By its name, exactly. If you look deep to the word explain, you will find a passage that explain, describe, or analyze a topic in order to impart information without necessarily advocating. This is the second type. I think it's a super easy one. And the third part, which is non-fiction narrative text, it's a story. I think this is the most easiest one that you can find in writing part. Okay, so this is the author at the non-fiction narrative text. The author is gonna use a story-like approach to convey information or ideas, connection, using transitions, and we're going to talk about this part in detail. Before we go to the concept, or how to solve the questions, how to read the passage, how to answer the chosen one, or the chosen answer, you have to remember, you have to know what is the text type. That's great. So if you go to, we have a sample here, or sample passage here doesn't have any errors or mistakes. If you look carefully here, you cannot find any problems here. Grammars, you cannot find any grammar mistakes. If you look here carefully, suits and after malpractice suits, unnecessary bank practices were not enough of a problem. Lawyers have chosen to increase the burden that they place on society by engineering and excessive increasing, and so on. So you have to make sure that these lines are correct. So mister, if I found some mistakes or some errors, you have to go to the best one, or you have to correct it. You have to edit. This part is called by editing or proofreading. Okay, this is a sample, guys, for how to find the type. So this part, it's argumentative here. This is the first thing that you have to know. What type of the passage that you have to know? This is the first thing that you have to know. Is it argumentative? Is it story? Is it something like explanatory or informative, and so on? Please don't forget, this is the first step that you have to understand. This is samples for that. Here we go, guys. On the test day, we have 3 steps here. Really? Yeah. The Kaplan method for writing languages has 3 steps. So before you go to the questions and answers, you have to read. You have to know what's going on the passage. what's happening on the passage. Is it good? Is it fine? What type of the passage? What the ideas? What are the ideas? What are the problems? And so on. So we have to read the passage. Yeah, reading. If you cannot read, I'm sorry guys, your score will be low. Reading, this is the first step that you have to know. So you have to apply this. If there is an infographic, apply the method of infographics. That I'm gonna talk about this after a while. Step 2. What the step 2, Mr. I understood everything about the passage. I know what's going on exactly. What should I do next? Can you help? Yeah, sure. You have to eliminate, you have to delete answer choices that do not address the issue. If I'm talking about the computers problems, internet, technologies, and there are answers related to something like love story, if there is something that's called teaching and something like that. No, all of these are not address the issue. So what should I do? Third, you have to plug in the remaining answer choices and select the most correct, concise, and relevant. What? Correct, concise, and relevant. Yes, you have to know this. So, Mr. What should I know when I'm going to do or answer writing and language passage? Please, you have to recognize errors in organization. First passage, first lines, first sentences. Where is the first one? Where is the second? Where is the third? Order. It's a kind of order, guys. Yeah. So what's next should I find out, Mr.? Pronouns like I do, don't say I does. Say I have, don't say I has. Okay, and so on. This is what we're gonna talk about in detail after that. Agreement, as I said, to comparisons, that you have to know the comparisons are correct or not. Development, you have to know the structure, the sentence structure are good, or we can say there is a grammar mistakes, syntax and style and tone and so on of these. Modifiers too. Modifiers looks like the adjectives, the adverbs and stuff, verbs, the tenses. We have to know all of these. Wordness looks like the repeating of words or sentences, extra information, extra sentences, and the style and tone and syntax, all of this stuff that we have to know, guys. Again, what kind of errors, Mr. I have to find out in the writing passages? 1. The type of the passage. 2. Errors in organization. 3. Pronouns. 4. Agreement. 5. Comparisons. 6. Development. 7. Sentence structure. As you see here, sentence structure. After that, what? 8. Modifiers. 9. Verbs. 10. Wordness, style, tone, and syntax. All of these you must know how to find them, or how to find the errors. If they are wrong, you have to correct them, or you have to choose the best one or the correct one. Great. So let's go to the step number 1. Step 1, as we mentioned, or as we said it before, step 1, read the passage and identify the issue. Yeah, you have to understand what's going on exactly in the passage. This is most needed for reading. Reading needs understanding, needs ideas, needs a purpose, needs grammar mistakes, grammar mistakes, development, organizations, and structure. All of this stuff you read to find kind errors or specific errors. That's great. What's step 2 exactly? Step 2, you have to eliminate answer choices that do not address the issue, as I mentioned, guys. So increase your odds of getting the correct answer by removing obviously incorrect answer choices. Sure, we have to know how to find out, Mr. the mistakes. What kind of mistake that we have to know? I told you before. Is it the development correct? The sentence structures are correct? Grammar correct? Organization correct? If they are not correct, you have to find the correct one from that choices. Step 3, you have to find out the remaining answer choice and select the most correct, concise and relevant. What kind of these? Yes, this is the most important part, guys. After you understand, after you removed the redundant words or extra or old words, you have to make sense when read with correction. It is as short as possible while retaining the information in the text, relates well to the passage overall. Don't forget the overall, guys. So you have to relate. You have to relate the overall with specific questions by choosing the specific answers as well. Yeah, please. You won't lose points for guessing. Please avoid guessing. Maybe the answer A and B. No, don't say maybe. You have to say it's must. Don't guess, please. Avoid this. I don't like saying these words lots of times. Yes, to be honest. Answer choices shouldn't change the intended meaning of the original sentence, paragraph, or passage. And you have to shouldn't introduce new grammatical errors. So if your answer, if you choose the answer, good, you have to make sure that your answers do not take or does have grammar errors or development errors or organization errors and so on. Yeah, nice. This is general talks about the writing part, guys. Here it's an excerpt or a trial passage here, so we are going to do it together. Okay, guys, so let's do this part on the next days, inshallah. Okay, I hope everything will be great. Don't forget to subscribe because you'll find more and more videos about how to read, how to get the high score in reading and writing as well. So next times we are going to read together how to find the best answers for reading and writing. Okay, please wait for me and don't forget to subscribe to find out what's going on or what will happen on the next days. Really, I'm so happy to find you here with me and find you and to get the high score for that one. Thank you so much.